I'm so
New
sorry.
song.
New song?
New song. Bring the lyrics up. Bring the lyrics up. Bring the lyrics up, please. Come on. Woke up this morning with my mind. New song, come on. Set on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind. Set on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind. Set on spirit. Hallelujah. 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 Walking and talking. Come on. Walking and talking with my mind. Set on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind. Set on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind. Set on spirit. Hallelujah. 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 All right, living and loving. Here we go. Come on. Living and loving with my mind. Set on spirit. Living and loving with my mind. Set on spirit. Living and loving with my mind. Set on spirit. Hallelujah. 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 Say hello to somebody around you. Up this morning with my mind. Last time through. Set on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind. Set on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind. Set on spirit. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. All right.
Wow. Good morning. Oh, it's kind of nice to have a new song, huh? Kind of change things up. So welcome. I see we all have our thermals on. And, this is really cold for us, right? So anyway, it's wonderful to see you all here this morning. So let's say our mission together, please. We are a dynamic, open, and positive faith community that accepts all religions. Our mission is to awaken you to your divine nature, empowering you to create the life of your dreams. We are changing lives one heart at a time. Yes, we are. Dr. Joe, I believe you're up
I'm up first. So good morning, everyone. So class 3 in our Beyond Limits class is a prayer workshop. And so I decided to open up the prayer workshop to anyone and everyone who wants to come in tomorrow. So if you've been praying like, oh God, please, please, I've waited so long. You don't know how to pray, all right? You don't know how to pray. You're not praying the way we pray. So if you want to get some results in your life, you have to learn how to pray. Praying is the foundation and the backbone of what we teach here. And it's essential that you learn how to pray. And it's not about begging. It's not about negotiating. It's not about wishing and hoping. It's about knowing how to pray. We're going to teach you to do that tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, again at 6 p.m. So please make time to get here. I'm telling you what, when you learn how to pray, you will see things change in your life that you've been waiting for, but now they're going to start moving because you're going to do something specific and make that happen. So we hope to see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. or 6 p.m., okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Joe. And Sue Powell is going to have another class, but she's going to have an evening class. She's still continuing on with her day class, but she's going to have a new one starting in February. For those of you who can't make it in the morning, you can take it at night at 6:30 starting February 7th. And then our next class, I'm going to have our beautiful practitioner, Francine Ward, talk.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living Palm Desert. Welcome to today. God, it's so nice to see the 9 o'clock service. I'm usually here at 11. So last year, when I was putting on the Publishing Law series, I had several people ask me if I would be willing to do a series on esteemable acts, which are based on the books that I've written. And I didn't have the time to do it last year, but I thought, you know what? What a great way to start this year. To start with a new beginning, a fresh slate, coming up with something that we really are interested in creating in our lives. And so I put together this series of 8, January, February, March, April, September, October, November, and December. And that was mainly so that the snowbirds could also join us. So some of you might be thinking, well, what does she know necessarily about self-help? How can she do that? Because we've got so many great courses. But I'll tell you what I know about it. You know what, when I was 14 years old, I picked up my first chemical. And from that moment on, my life just went into the toilet. By the time I was 18 years old, I was strung out on drugs. By the time I was 21 years old, my life was just so unimaginably horrible. And when I was 26 years old, something happened. There was a change that happened in my life, and God stepped in and just took hold of me. God said, I am not ready to get rid of you, my little girl. I've got something in store for you, and you need to be present to experience that. And so what I learned at that moment in time is that I needed to do some things differently. It wasn't about me being a victim of my circumstances or a victim of whatever. I had to be willing to do some things, and it started with me creating a dream, something different for my life. And so Esteemable Acts was born as a result of all of those things that I learned about how do you change your life. So the first session is really about creating that dream. And I'm a big visual person. I like creating collages for the goals I want. I invite you to join me on this journey. You might not have a history like mine. You might not even have a big goal. But you know what? I just had my 65th birthday, and I think there is always something new to do. There is always some new dream to have, always some behavior that I could possibly change. And so I invite you to join me on this journey. Once a month, starting next Sunday after service. And if you want to join me, if you're willing to join me on this journey, today I'll actually knock off a lot of the price and throw some extras in there. All 8 sessions are $240, but I'll make it today. If you sign up today, I'll do it for $200, plus I'll throw in all the materials, plus the books, just complimentary. So if you're interested, see me afterward. I'll be at the sign-up table. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Yes, you're taking off with everything. We still need volunteers for Friday, February the 9th for the Tour de Palm Springs. And so please see Terry Maple out there and sign up for that. This is a big fundraiser for our center, for our junior church. So really, if you're available, please see Terry. Beyond Grief, Gail, real quickly.
Thank you, and good morning. Experts would tell us that by the time we reach age 55, that each person here will have experienced 10 to 15 either major changes in their life or significant emotional losses. And those losses, if they go unhealed and become prolonged, they become chronic, they can create overwhelming grief. So it might be that you lost a loved one to an illness, or maybe it was an injury, or possibly you lost your job or your financial security. Maybe it was a loss of physical health. The list goes on, because the truth is, whatever is significant to you is a significant emotional loss. So if this is the experience that you've been having, I have good news for you today, because you have a choice to learn some new action steps and to implement those action steps to take you beyond your grief. And where do you learn those new action steps? And it's right here at the Center for Spiritual Living. And we actually have 2 options for you. So the first is a workshop, an 8-week workshop called Beyond Grief that begins on February 4th, and it runs until March 25th, 8 consecutive weeks. And Beyond Grief does exactly that. It takes you beyond your grief by teaching you those action steps and supporting you as you implement those. So this is for, again, the person that's experienced the prolonged or chronic grief. It's from 1 to 3 p.m. in the own room and runs 8 consecutive weeks. If you have experienced raw or very recent grief, we have another option here at the center, which is our grief support group, which meets Tuesday evenings in the gathering room right behind the office from 5 to 6 p.m. And again, this is for people experiencing ideally, the raw or the chronic, versus the chronic grief. So that one is a drop-in basis. So please, if that's what your experience is, drop in on Tuesday night, 5 p.m. And if you're experiencing that prolonged or chronic grief, please sign up on the patio today. We have a sign-up sheet because we are going to contact you personally and make sure that this is the perfect and ideal workshop for you before we begin. Thank you.
Gail and Dale offered this before, and I heard wonderful things about it, so it's really needed. Thank you. So, okay, so now we get our music. We have, one more? What? Oh, okay, what is that?
Hi, everybody. Sorry to add on here, but I have something really exciting to tell you about our Wednesday Wisdom service. We have a facelift going on. We're going to have not just one face, but 2 faces leading it. This wonderful interning minister, if I could say, Michael Korkuru, is going to join me to co-facilitate 6:30 Wednesday evening in the Ohm Room, and it's going to be based on his delightful book, Heartlight, which is absolutely wonderful. And Michael, tell me a little bit about what you're going to talk about with me.
Okay. Do you remember the Certs commercial on TV a few years ago? And it said two mints in one. And 2 mints were better than one. Well, Ruth Ann and I are joining in oneness of heart, our 2 hearts joining together. So this morning I would like to say hello from my heart. And ministry, as I'm learning and Ruth Ann embodies, is not about how much you know, but it's about how much you care. And that's what we're going to bring to the Wednesday Wisdom service. Now, Mark Twain said, clothes make the man because no one takes a naked man seriously. So in the Wednesday Wisdom service, we're going to bring that truth to light through the Science of Mind teachings. Ernest Holmes, you may not know, said the same thing in different ways. He said, one alone in consciousness is a complete majority. So we're going to move beyond the precedent of our beliefs. We're going to move into the principles of truth. Each week we'll take a Science of Mind principle. This week's will be oneness, how we come together in oneness. And as we move from oneness, we move beyond all that we originally think. And what I thought I'd like to share on how we shift our perception. This came to me recently, and it's, I am no longer accepting that there are things which I cannot change. I am no longer accepting that there are things I cannot change. That is a belief. That is not a truth. That's what I'm going to be talking about. And I am changing the things that I cannot accept. I am changing the things that I cannot accept. And Ruth Ann and I are going to, there's a saying in Buddhism that the finger pointing at the moon is not the moon. And the Science of Mind teachings and the Science of Mind text are not the truth that it's pointing to. Those are guideposts. Those are pathways. But we're going to move beyond the text into the truth of love is all there is. It's going to be Wednesday night, starting this Wednesday, 4th Wednesday of every month, 6:30 in the Ohm Room. Our hearts are open. We invite you. The welcome mat is open. We're going to be doing experientials, and we invite you to join us. Thank you, Ruth Ann.
See ya.
Anybody else? I was surprised by that one. Okay. So anyway, right now we are very blessed. One of my favorites, I feel like he's my 3rd son, Daniel Nahmad is here. He's got some new music out there. He's got some beautiful jewelry that his wife has designed. And so let's give Daniel a warm welcome.
Hello. Anybody else nervous about this song? I am. I wrote it in 2004, sang it one time, forgot it existed more or less, and here we are 14 years later, and it comes back to mind. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks to an outstanding music director, band, and singers collective. History tells us again and again, people fear what they don't understand. Such fear is a dangerous thing. It's why the walls we've built between us still stand. This separation we see every day is as close to a cure as a smile. We need only to offer our love unconditionally for a while. In this world, so many signs, we've lost the luxury of standing on the sidelines. Now, this is the time. Will we change the world by changing our minds? No place for hate, the moment's now. If we open our hearts, then we'll know how to make that change that we dream of. No place for hate, only love. Na 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 na. Take a moment, imagine with me how better off every child would be if we decided once and for all we are ready to set our future free. Free from the memory that clouds our compassion, that turns mercy into stone. Free from the anger that breaks our connection and leaves us needlessly alone. No place for hate, the moment's now. If we open our hearts, then we'll know how to make that change that we dream of. No place for hate, only love, oh yeah. Only love will illuminate the way to a better life. Only love, only love. The solution to the fear we feel inside. Here we are, decision time. We've lost the luxury of standing on the sidelines. Now, decision time. Will we change the world by changing our mind? No place for hate, the moment's now. If we open our hearts, then we'll know how to make that change that we dream of. No place for hate, only love. No place for hate, the moment's now. If we open our hearts, then we'll know how to make that change that we dream of. No place for hate, only love. We open our hearts and we'll know how call to make that change that we dream of. No place for hate, only love. Yeah. Na 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 na. Only love. Yeah. Na 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 na. Only love.
Daniel, way to go. Beautiful. Thank you, Daniel. Let's hear it for these band and backup singers. Do such a great job for us. Look at that. Aren't they great? All right. So good morning. You ready to go to work? I'm cold. You cold? It's great. I feel loved. This is great. Last night, we went downtown last night, and we live close by. So Trey said, let's ride our bikes. And the wind, I felt like I was Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz because the wind was like, oh my God, it's cold. I'll remember that in August. Anyway. All right, so I need some spiritual work done today, so I want you to join me on that journey today. So let's take a deep breath in and close our eyes. Put your feet firmly on the floor. Allow yourself to open up your body in a receptive position. If you want to open up your eyes, you can see it up here. Kind of like this. Have your chin up just a little bit. Sitting straight up as you can. Just kind of allow yourself to be open and receptive. Sometimes when we cross our legs, we're sending a subconscious message to the universe that there's some blockages. So just kind of open up a little bit. Take another deep breath in. For those of you here for the very first time, we have a little meditation to go through here in quiet time. And then at the end of that, we have a call and response meditation, followed by the words Om Shanti, which loosely translated means becoming at one with the energy of the universe, recognizing our unity with all things. So that's part of our process today. So if you're here for the first time, we just hope you enjoy the ride. And for those of you who've been around a while, take a deep breath in. Let's go. All to Spirit I surrender. All to Thee I freely give. I will always love and trust You, and in Your presence daily live. All to Spirit I surrender. All that's good is wholly mine. In Your presence, in this oneness, through You I am power divine, and I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Spirit, I surrender all.
As we continue in the same state of sweet, sacred consciousness, I invite you to go in a little deeper. I invite you to breathe in this new day. Breathe in this opportunity for a clean, fresh new slate. And release anything that stands between you and knowing that today is the first day of the rest of your life. I am knowing that God is all there is. There is this one power, this amazing presence, this powerful spirit that presides over this fabulous universe. That spirit is solid as a rock. That spirit is flexible as a rubber band. That spirit is refreshing as an ice-cold glass of water on a hot Palm Desert summer morning. That Spirit is right here, right now. That Spirit is on time. And I am at one with that amazing Spirit that meanders its way in and around and through me, and I am knowing. So knowing if it's true for me, it's also true for you. I, Francine Ward, I speak my word for myself and for each and every one of us, knowing that today is a new day. It's a clean slate. It's a new beginning. I am knowing that on this day I've been granted a spiritual reprieve. A day where I am knowing that there are possibilities around me, endless possibilities that abound. And I am knowing if that's available to me, it's also available to you. On this day, I am knowing that it's a new day. It's a brand new, clean slate. And I get to show up in ways I've never shown up before. I get to connect with people in ways that I never thought possible. I get to see the world through a brand new pair of glasses. Today is a new day, a fresh start. I get to create a clean slate. I give thanks for that opportunity to start this day anew. I give thanks for my willingness to show up and say yes. I give thanks for the opportunity to be of service to my spiritual community. I give thanks for each and every person who's come here this morning to prepare this blessed table. I give thanks for the ushers, the concierge. I give thanks for each and every person in that visual booth that makes it possible to be seen and be heard. I give thanks for every practitioner who's held and who holds up this container called Center for Spiritual Living Palm Desert. Give thanks for every minister that supports the church. And I give thanks for Reverend Joe, because today I know that his message is good, and it is very good. I give thanks for these things and so much more. So much more. Thanking the musicians as they shower us with melodies that are just so sweet. These things and so much more. I release my word into the law of mind, knowing that today is a new day. Today is a new day. And if any part of this resonates within your heart, I invite you to join with me in saying, and so it is.
I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all, and I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your love will light my way. Show me the way. Sing after me, please. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your peace will light my way. My way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your joy will light my way. My way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your truth will light my way. My way. And your love will light my way. My way. And your peace will light my way. My way. And your joy will light my way. My way. And your truth will light my way. My way. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. One more time through. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om.
Cannot build a castle or bridge. I cannot build a tower to the sky. I cannot build the humblest home without a cornerstone. I cannot walk cannot climb a mountain alone without a cornerstone. Something solid, something true, something never moving beneath me, something ancient, something new, on which I can rest completely. Life ain't gonna stop and neither is the pain. Sometimes I get caught up drowning in the rain, so my mind tries to take control again. But the bumps and bruises give me adrenaline. The journey isn't known and I've never had a plan, so I keep trying to get up with my own hand and my heart on my own and keep coming back to my cornerstone. Something solid, something true, something never moving beneath me, something ancient, something new, on which I can rest completely. I cannot go where I've never been. I cannot do the work that's mine to do. I cannot climb that mountain alone without a cornerstone. I'll never know the meaning of home without a cornerstone.
Thank you, Daniel. I love his music. All right, you ready to go to work? All right, let's bring it up. We've been talking about the science of mind and the fundamentals. In the first, do I have a reverb going on? Yo. I love that. Anyway, we've been talking about what is the science of mind. In the first 3 weeks and the first month of January every year, we go through that. So I'm going to go through a couple reminders from last week and the week before. Science of mind is an operating system for the human condition, but like all operating manuals, it doesn't serve us very well if it sits on the shelf and we don't open it and study it. So just like anything else, any philosophy, it's only going to be as good as your application, not your knowledge, but your application, okay? Next thing, our movement will not depend on a talk as I'm giving you now. Our evolution, what it will mean to the world, will not depend on the books we write. It will depend on what we do with it. So it's not about what we write. It's not about the things that we're saying. It's about the things that we take out and we actually accomplish and take action on. So today we're going to talk about science, superstition, and common sense. Sound good? Are you all awake? All right, good. Here we go. The arrogant have not, now these are quotes directly from our textbook. I did not write them. Well, there's a couple I wrote. You'll know those. The arrogant have not perceived the simplicity of faith, but the pure in heart see God. We have made a riddle out of simplicity. Therefore, we have not read the sermons written in stones, nor interpreted the light of love running through life. We've made it really complicated. When you think about it, we've made religion extremely complicated. We've taken, everybody takes their own take on it. Everybody has their own doctrine. Everybody has their own dogma. Everybody has their own leadership. And what is the one thing that we have in common? God is love. If all religions taught God is love, and we are the expressions of love, what are we supposed to do? Love. Okay, one more time. What are we supposed to do? Love. Thank you. How simple would that be? How simple would it be just to love people? and not judge them and not sit there and criticize them or tell them that what they're doing is wrong and what you're doing is right. How simple could it be? We have taken and made a riddle out of God is love. We made all sorts of ways to get to God and ways to get to Spirit and things we've got to do to traverse our way to this infinite presence. But those things, they don't have to exist. In fact, in Science of Mind, we try to strip them away as much as we can, to eliminate all those barriers that people have put up before that said, well, I can't do this because I don't relate to this spiritual figure or that religious icon or this. They say, I can't understand that, so this separates me from my religion. In Science of Mind, we try to remove all that and say, let's get back to the simplicity of things. And wow, my dentures are going to fall out. The simplest thing we can, I got a list too. The simplest thing we can figure out is all thoughts become things. Say that. All thoughts become things. That's the simplest thing to say. The hardest thing to execute. But it's just so simple. Here we go. To return to a sane. Keyword. Another word. Sane. One more time. Sane. Okay. To return to a sane simplicity is one of the first and most important things to do. In other words, we have to get out of our panic mode. We have to get out of our fear-based conditions. We have to allow ourselves to go into a faith-based place, which means we have to have this sane simplicity, which means we have to look at the things around us that may appear to be insane and understand that from all of that, there is something very simple to do. That we don't have to get caught up in all of the insanity of things around us. To return to the sane simplicity, which is God is love, all thoughts become things. God is love, all thoughts become things. Say it. God is love, all thoughts become things. It's the most sane, simple thing we can do. The sanest, simplest thing we can do. We don't have to get caught up in all of it. We choose to get caught up in it. We choose. People on social media, you choose when you scroll through something, you choose where your finger is going to pause. Interestingly enough, wherever your finger pauses, it actually sends a message to the person who creates algorithms that said, ooh, this person likes looking at this kind of stuff. Let me give them more of this stuff to look at. So it sends more of it into your social media feed. So it builds on itself. Did you know that? Yeah, as soon as you pause over something or as soon as you start to read something, have you ever noticed more of the same kind of articles start appearing? Yeah, that's why. It's why, because it says this is what you're interested in, so this is what we're going to show you. Undoubtedly, we are surrounded by, I love this. This is one of my favorite things that Dr. Holmes writes. Undoubtedly, we are surrounded by and immersed in a perfect life, a complete, normal, happy, sane, harmonious, and peaceful existence. Really? 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 No, seriously, really. Are we surrounded by that? I mean, when you think about it, we may be surrounded by it, but are we living that? It may be all around us, but are we acting in those ways? Are we allowing ourselves to experience that? Say that together, please. Undoubtedly, we are surrounded by and immersed in a perfect life. Stop. Anyone here have a perfect life outside of Annie? Anybody here have a perfect life? Anybody? 2, 3? Oh, good. You guys should be at brunch. Okay. A complete, normal, happy, stop. Happy. Normal. What the heck is normal? What is normal? But normal, complete? Wow, these are a lot of words here that just really kind of, okay, how's this? Do any of these qualities sound, a little bit elusive? Like if you said a prayer, you would say, God, please, I want those, right? Think about it, all right? But this is the universe we live in. We make choices. We have the power of choice. We were given free will and the power of choice. So we get to choose whatever path we get to go down, we choose that path. And we choose that path and whatever goes with it. And whatever goes with it, sometimes we like it, sometimes we don't. But we are surrounded by and immersed in a perfect life. If we want to engage that idea, we have to understand that we have to stop labeling the life that we're in and strictly start participating in the qualities that the universe has for us. Does that make sense? Oh, this is mine. This was me this week. But only as much of this life as we can embody will really become ours to use. Our daughter took, I have to brag. This is my brag picture. Our daughter started a year ago flight lessons, right? Now she's a flight instructor, and she took us out on a flight. And so as much as you can embody, you can become. And she's a demonstration of that. Even though I don't look fearful in the back, I was. So, but as much of this life as you can embody, as much as she can embody, she can accomplish. And there we were 1 year later on her plane. Where are you going to be a year from now? What goal have you set for a year from now? It's not just meant for a young 20-year-old to have a goal like that. But where are you going to be a year from now? What picture would you put up there to say, a year ago, this is what I embodied about my life, and then a year later, here's your demonstration? I use that because it's a perfect demonstration of how this thing can work. Now, she doesn't know she's demonstrating this. She ignored church the whole time she was here, like any kid, right? And she ignores me like any kid. Well, like most of you, so that's okay. So it all makes perfect sense. But it was really interesting because she had this idea, and she had it, and she embodied it, that her life was going to become something different, and then she went to work with it. And then the universe conspired to help create it for her. That didn't mean there weren't, sleepless nights and crying on the phone where I don't get something, I don't understand something, that there's a lot of pressure there, but no. Then we end up with this, right? That's just a benchmark on where she's going. But I brought it up only because not only am I proud of it, but I'm really seeing that this is how somebody worked the law. And she was 20 years old, and she worked it. Probably doesn't know she worked it, but we know that she worked it. So the question for you is, how are you working it, and what picture are you going to show me a year from now of you doing something that you had set out to do today? Does that make sense? The concept is wonderful and fraught with tremendous significance. It has bound up our hopes and fears, our expectations in our future, and our present realizations. Why is that? The concept is fraught with tremendous significance. Because within that, though, is all of our ups and downs and sideways movements. It's the whole roller coaster. The whole roller coaster. Your future, seriously, it is. I keep thinking about this. It's like getting on a ride at Disneyland, okay? Like a really nice, imagine this really long roller coaster. And imagine that it has all sorts of, those loop things, right? And then it goes on its side, and it goes fast, and then suddenly it looks like you're going to hit a board. You know that roller coaster that you're like going, ah, and then it falls underneath, and you're right? Anybody? Okay, anybody been on those? Okay, so imagine you sign up, you stand in line for an hour, your lifetime, to get on the ride. You stand in line for a lifetime to get on this ride. And then you get on it, and it starts. Off you go. What would happen if after the first loop, you just decided to unbuckle your seatbelt and get out? You'd be dead, right? You'd be really hurt. The whole point is that when you're in for the ride of life, go for the ride. When you sign up to do something, lock in, strap up, and get ready. And it could go up and down and side to side. It could make you really nervous. It could do all those things. But eventually, it's going to slide in to the final part of the ride where it goes, and you go, oh my God, I want to go again. I want to go again. Or give me the bathroom. One of the two. But see, it's all of your present realizations of what you see in your life will become the ride. Your present understanding of life and what you want will become the ride. You're getting on the ride every day, every minute of every day. You get to decide where that goes. Should all the wisdom of the universe be poured over us, we should yet receive only that which we are ready to understand. It requires us to put things in proper perspective. The only thing that you're ever going to be able to apply are things you understand, or, I'll mention this, which I kind of added later, or I just move in faith. I don't have to understand everything. Say that out loud. I don't have to understand everything. Something within me always knows. Say it. Something within me always knows. This is one of the big fundamental things that we have to understand, that it will give us whatever we can understand. It will pour through us whatever we're open and receptive to understanding. And what I'm asking you to do is I'm asking you to leave one more bowl like this. Just like this. And tell the universe, fill it up. I trust. I don't have to be a control freak. I trust and have faith that the universe is going to provide this. And then let it do its job. Don't tell it how to fill it up or from what place it's going to fill it up. We have to take that and say it's as much as we can embody that we can receive. I would say it's much as we can embody and as much as we are leaning or surrendering into. Does that make sense? When I sing, I surrender all, I'm not talking about I surrender, I give up, I'm over it. I'm giving up control of it. I'm handing it over to something that I'm co-creating a greater expression by means of me. I'm not looking to surrender and go, oh, that's it, that's all, just like... one of the worst things I think people can do, and they think they're doing the right thing, is say, well, I'm just going to let go and let God. People always do that. Well, let go and let God. Well, okay. And the universe is saying, but what do you want? Because if you just say let go and let God, and you haven't declared what you want in its place, it's going to be called a repeat performance. We're going to teach that to you tomorrow in prayer workshop, how when you don't do this, when you just say let go and let God, you have to be able to, co-create what the ride looks like. Because if you don't, you'll be on the same old merry-go-round and you'll be getting bored because you will have done it already. So should the wisdom of the universe be poured all over us, we can only accept what we're ready to accept, and with the caveat, and I'm willing to step into faith and trust for the next step. Does that make sense? We cannot fight the universe. It refuses to be budged from its course. We can only go with it. You can't fight it. You cannot fight the universe. Have you ever seen those cameramen during hurricanes? Right? They stand out there like this, and the wind is blowing. I'm like, A, hope your insurance is paid. B, what are you thinking? You can't fight this element. Sometimes hurricanes will come into your life. Sometimes they're known as people. Sometimes they're known, as government. Sometimes they're known as your relatives. Sometimes your kids. Hurricanes will come in. You can't fight them. A lot of times you have to learn to deal with them and let them, what? Pass through. Who's a hurricane in your life right now? Can you identify a hurricane? If you can identify a hurricane, I want you to close your eyes just for a minute and see that hurricane on a radar map, on the Weather Channel going, and it's passing through. Just see it. But if you don't see it passing through, you're just going to stand there like the cameraman in the wind and just fight, fight, fight. It's easier to let things pass through than to engage in it. A passive meditation will never produce an active demonstration any more than an artist can paint a picture by sitting down with her paints and never using them. So tomorrow we're going to talk about what is active meditation or active prayer versus passive meditation. A passive meditation will make you feel good, but it's not going to move thought for a specific purpose in your life. Prayer is the movement of thought. Listen to me. Prayer is the movement of thought for a specific purpose. The movement of thought for a specific purpose. Say that, please. The movement of thought for a specific purpose. A meditation can feel good. It makes you feel good. It can center you. It can eliminate the noise around you. But if you want to learn, you have to become active and activate the universe on your behalf. A passive meditation is not going to activate the universe. It will make you feel better, but it's not going to resolve the issues. It just makes you feel better in the moment, which is good. I always say I like a good passive meditation before I go into prayer. If I have a passive meditation before going to prayer, then my mind is clear and I'm ready to pray. I'm ready to do my work to move thought for a specific purpose in my life. Does that make sense? But when you're lying there, you're expecting something to happen in that passive state. That's being passive. The universe is not passive. The universe is active and expanding. Are we with me? Faith in a certain specific power has, excuse me, I gotta get some water, hold on. Faith in a certain specific statement has power consciously to oppose, neutralize, erase, and obliterate the opposite mental attitude. The infinite knows how to edit the pain, the rain, and the physical drain. So, faith in a certain specific statement has power consciously to oppose, neutralize, erase, and obliterate the opposite mental attitude. That is not passive, folks. That is not a passive idea. That is faith. Faith in a certain specific statement can change things. That's not passive, it's very active. And it can change your whole world, no matter what you're looking at. It can change your whole world, and it knows how to do this. The infinite also knows how to edit the pain. Have you ever noticed that after a traumatic episode, I don't know, I've had a couple surgeries, and I don't remember the pain. The universe, thank God, has created good drugs, and I don't remember the pain. I sometimes remember the pain of breakups, but the universe also has a way of lessening that pain. I remember the pain of someone dying in my life, and over time, the universe begins to lessen that pain. It doesn't mean that it goes away, but it has a way of editing it so it doesn't become my sole focus. So here's a little hint. If it did it in those scenarios, it can do it for you now. So if you're experiencing any kind of pain, don't label this pain that's going to go on forever. Just see it as part of a process that's going to diminish, and the universe is going to make sure that that happens for you. Does that make sense? The mystery of that which is most people surround the search for truth relative to this principle is not read out of it, but is read into it. It's how you apply it. That's what this is saying. The mystery of this whole thing is not what you read out of it, it's what you put into place in your life. How much of this infinite good is ours? As much, and how much, why am I stuttering today? I needed another cup of coffee. How much of this infinite good is ours, and how much of it do we have to use? All of it. All of it. The universe doesn't say, okay, you're in your 70s, you've had a good pie, and now there's an eighth of a piece left. So you can have an eighth of the good, right? The universe doesn't say that. The universe doesn't put any limitation on the amount of good you can have based on your age or what you've done or your past. It just says you can have all the goods you want in your life. There's no limit to that. The only limit is the one you place on it. All right? Daniel, come here. A lot of times we don't. When it comes to this process, one of the most frustrating things to how to apply this is that we feel like we need to know everything, right? Daniel wrote a song that I want him to sing, and I know we're running a little bit long, but I want him to sing this song because it really applies to something like this about not needing to know the answer, but something within you knows. So, Daniel, take it away.
when things go wrong. It's natural to wonder, what celestial rule did I break? When things go right, it's logical to ponder, what credit can I take? But the truth is so much easier. I don't need a master plan. I can live here in the moment, 'cause my life is in good hands. I don't need to know where the wind blows, 'cause God knows. I don't need to know what the future holds, 'cause God knows. I need never know how pain ends, how my heart mends. I can just let go, 'cause God knows. But still I find I'm crying out for answers. Guess I'm still craving control. And still I find I'm afraid of taking chances, as if I could damage my soul. But at this moment, I remember it comes so clear to me that the minute I surrender, I'm as safe as I could be. I don't need to know where the time goes, 'cause God knows. I don't need to know what the future holds, 'cause God knows. I need never know how pain ends, how my heart mends. I can just let go, 'cause God knows. Oh, I need never know how pain ends, how my heart mends. I can just let go. I can just let go. I can just let go, 'cause God knows. I can just let go, 'cause God knows. Sing that with me. I can just let go, 'cause God knows. Sing it again. I can just let go, 'cause God knows. Once more, take a deep breath. I can just let go, 'cause God knows. God knows. God knows.
Thank you, Daniel. And so ends your lesson, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Joe. Thank you, Daniel. So I call our ushers forward, please. Please come forward as we prepare to have our offering ready. So those of you that are live streaming, please, there's a donate button there, or you can text your donation, or you can go online too and do that. So as we're preparing, let us say our offertory prayer together, please. I give my offering with gratitude as I recognize the demonstration of Spirit's generosity in all areas of my life.
With a grateful heart, I behold your goodness. With a grateful heart, I receive my good. Let us celebrate what the Lord hath made. My abundance starts with a grateful heart. Hallelujah, 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 a grateful heart. Hallelujah, 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 a grateful heart. With a faithful heart, I declare my blessing. With a faithful heart, I'm forever blessed. If I just believe, then I shall receive. My abundance starts with a faithful heart. Hallelujah, 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 a faithful heart. Hallelujah, 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 a faithful heart. With a giving heart, I'm a demonstration. With a giving heart, I am living proof. All that I provide will be multiplied. My abundance starts with a giving heart. Hallelujah, 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 a giving heart. Hallelujah, 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 a giving heart. Hallelujah, 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 a grateful heart. Hallelujah, 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 a grateful heart.
All right. So with grateful hearts, let us say our prayer together, please. This collective offering is Spirit in action. As it circulates into the universe, it touches and blesses many lives, including my own. Thank you, Dale. And so at this time, I'd like to welcome our visitors. If you are here for the first time, please stand up. Don't be bashful. We have a gift for you, and we'd love to welcome you right back there. Anybody else? Nobody else? Okay. Well, welcome. Welcome. and over here too. Welcome. And we're giving you a CD holder container with information about our center. And please stop by the foyer table there and pick up a CD of a couple of Dr. Joe's talks. We welcome you. If you're from the Valley, come back again. Make this your spiritual home. And if you're visiting, enjoy your stay. It does get warmer by the end of the day. This is our prayer team that's over there. If you're going through anything, please go over and see our practitioners. It's Pet Ministry Day, so they have little animals, they have goodies over there, they need blankets, they need foster homes, and they need food. So please support them, buy their baked goods out there. And anyway, there's some cuties. Some real cuties. Oh, look at they've got their little sweaters on because it's cold. Oh, I think some babies are going home today. So don't forget Dr. Joe's class this week, all our classes. I want to tell my book study, we're going to meet in the sanctuary since there were so many of us and it was crowded in the Ohm room. Don't forget Wednesday night, and we've got something here every week. Don't forget Daniel's out there with his new songs and his wife's beautiful jewelry. And so stop by and see them. There's just a lot of activity. So let's just do a quick closing prayer. So from that grateful heart, we recognize that this power that is all around us, and we look past any chaos in our life. We let those hurricanes just go through our life, but we have a clear vision of where we are going. We set our sails in the direction that we want to go, knowing that Spirit is always there, surrounding us, guiding us. And so it is with that grateful heart that we live each moment of our day, knowing that all is unfolding in the perfect divine right order. So I just say thank you. I let it be so. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. Everyone have a wonderful week.